Yo, my name is Zosh.
Yo, it's Young Static.
What's cracking, guys? This is Christian from Honda Vlogs.
Yo, vatos locos. This is civic Garage. And you know who you're watching?
You're watching Lazymangarage.
You're watching Lazymangarage.
And you're watching Lazy Man's Garage.
Lazy Man Garage.
The boys from SB Machine Shop show up.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, sir. You guys need anything done for your motors? This is the guy I go to. This is my go-to guy. This is also my father. It's also my dad. And there goes my uncle.
Don't mind my dirty drawers in there.
You had dirty underwear in there?
Yeah.
Hi, uncle. How you been?
Hey, my name is Uncle Fucker.
Uncle Fucker? Hey. Okay, so talking to SB Machine Shop, he was like, "You got a GSR crank?" I told him, "Yeah, I got a GSR crank." So he said, "Tell you what, I'll give you a mounted and balanced, polished crankshaft for an LS for the GSR crank." Now I know that Steve gave me the crank, but I still need to get it mounted and balanced. And from what I was being told, he said that you couldn't run the GSR crank inside of an LS because I would actually lose compression. It wouldn't create more because it's a longer, not enough stroke because the block is small. So I would instead of it going all the way up and coming back down like how it normally should, it would probably go right here and then come and stop about right here instead of going all the way to the top, because the crank is a lot longer, so the stroke of it would actually make me lose compression, if that makes sense. So unfortunately I gotta use LS, but thank Christmas I got the LS crank that's polished, mounted and balanced. CTR crank pulley is next. Got to get one of those because I'm not going to be running AC, power steering, cruise control, or any of that, or heater for that matter. So weight reduction to its finest. But it's coming together. And then I gave him my stock LS crank, and he's going to give me King's bearings for the pistons that I have, for my Nippon Racing pistons. And he said that's completely free. He's like, that's a simple trade across. So I said thank you. And SB Machine Shop always takes good care of me, and they'll take good care of you guys too. If you guys are interested in going to their shop, that is the place to go. Today we're going to address the situation with the Civic because come on, get in there. I have no brakes for this thing. I don't know why. Oh, look, cool, spider web. Yay. Ugh. Come on, baby. Start for me. I know you probably won't, but let's see. Woo! Hell yeah. Oh, it's running rough. Oof. I'm also going to be changing up the steering wheel today to the Momo steering wheel that I got from my friend Raphael, with the detached that I have from Joe, aka MeezyWorks, and the hub also from Raphael. So thank you again. I'm gonna be putting this on there, or I think I got the hub from Ryan. I'm not too sure, but I'll let this bad boy warm up a little bit and pull to the front the best I can, because like I said, I have no brakes, so I have to use the e-brake. And then I'm put the detach on and get rid of this big behemoth. Yeah. I keep filling up my brake master, and I keep getting it empty. So, got a bottle of empty brake fluid. Great. COVID. As you guys can see, I have not ran this car in a while. There's spider webs everywhere. It's really fucking with my nerves. Oh, that shouldn't be there. And I'm going to figure out what's going on with the brakes, take off the tires, take off the rims or whatever, figure out what's going on with the brakes, see if the brake lines are bad, and I'm gonna have to check the backs too, just to make sure, because I gotta see what I need to change in order to get this thing drivable again. Look, as you can see, the yard got weed whacked, grass and stuff all over the place. I can't wash it because my dog chewed up the hose. So, God, this engine bay is just disgusting. If Ryan saw this, he'd be flipping out right now. He'd be like, dude, this thing is a mess. This thing is awful. Now using Purple Power, which is like hands down the best stuff I've ever used. My engine bay did not look like this. Remember how dirty it was? That looks brand spanking new. The trans is clean. Everything else is clean. In here is clean. Even the transmission right there is all clean. So the reason why I'm doing this is when I pour new brake fluid in, I'll be able to know if there is a leak from the brake lines because everything will be clean. So I'll be able to see when this all dries that there's a puddle of brake fluid instead of it just being, you know, dirt, or if it's already leaking, I can't tell from where or whatnot. So I just decided to clean up everything in here because it hasn't been cleaned since probably the day I've owned it under here. So just wanted to clean that, clean the engine bay because I just couldn't stand it anymore. I needed to clean it, but it looks a little bit better. Once I go stick shift on this, this is all getting pulled out. The whole bay is getting repainted, so it doesn't really matter what color it is right now. Everything's going to be new, like new hood prop and all that. So yeah, that's the plan. So now I'm going to let this dry for a little bit because it will dry, so that way I can start doing the brakes and start pouring in fluid and pushing and seeing where it's coming from, because I don't see a leak from here. Like, I drive it and it'll drive fine with brake fluid in it, but when I pour fluid in here, there's no leaks underneath the dash. So that's what I'm trying to figure out today, is where the leak is coming from. So let's let this dry for a little bit. Also, I'm gonna need a new lug nut. As you guys can see, this I don't know, these are OEM Honda and they kind of just broke off. So the JDM open extended lug nuts, if you will. Also, another thing is, I don't know if you guys can see all that dirt and stuff that's down there, but this was sitting in the grass for a while, and I don't know how Young Static does it, where gophers just don't build up underneath his car, but there was a mound built underneath the car, so bad that there was just a big pile of dirt on my rack and pinion. So I had to spray all that off, and they chewed into the boot, so I'm gonna need a whole new rack and pinion, or a new boot. But I think I kind of, you know, screwed that up by squirting degreaser. But I plan on putting in the manual rack anyways, because I don't want power steering in this thing. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, put power steering, but I mean, it got AC. I just need a new compressor. This car, it needs some work. Like that bothers me, you know. So the whole front end is not straight how I want it to be. I want it to look nice and clean and straight, but at least I'm working on the Civic, giving you guys more content other than me just grinding away on the CRX. So get this bad boy back to where it needs to be. Okay, so the car's back on the ground, rims are back on, everything's all tightened down, and I took off the rear plates in the back of the drum, took them off to see if I was leaking from in there, and checked the lines, cleaned everything so that way I could see if I was leaking oil, not oil, but brake fluid. Unfortunately, I'm not leaking brake fluid from either side of the car. Here's where I'm leaking from. Underneath. As you can see, it's leaking all right there. So I gotta get a new brake master cylinder, but just letting it idle, letting it charge, because it hasn't been running for a while. Keep up to date on this car. There's a lot of things are going to change. I'm going to redo the suspension. I'm going to keep the function and forms, but I'm going to change the preload on it. Get different camber kits because I'm running no names right now. This car is going to get painted in the summer, because I can't paint it right now because, as you guys can see, it's too windy, too cold. So it's going to get repainted. Yes, I'm leaving these red. Yes, I'm leaving those red. Yes, I'm leaving that red. I don't like the whole two-tone thing. The motor will be coming out. I will be doing a stick shift conversion on it. I already have the mount, but due to uncertain, how do you say it? Due to circumstances, I got rid of the transmission and the shift linkage and stuff like that, because I didn't think I was going to do it anytime soon. And now I'm like, I kind of want to do it. So I got rid of the transmission, gave it to a friend for Christmas, gave the shift linkage to a friend, and my flywheel to my friend, because he gives me a whole bunch of stuff. Thank you again, Steven. So this car already has Buddy Club P1 Racing camber kits in the front, but in the rear it has Blackworks Racing LCAs and no name fucking camber kits in the rear, and I don't like that. So if you guys know me, I'm kind of a name brand kind of guy. I tried to put the steering wheel on today, just didn't want to work with me, man. So I'm just gonna have to call it as it is and let this sit for a little bit, save up some cash, and start working on it. Start doing different things. I still have my OEM hood bra I still want to throw on there. I have a shift linkage, not a shift linkage, I have a shifter I want to throw in here. It's a Skunk 2 short shifter, thanks to Ryan. Thank you again. But I have a lot of planned for this car, so just stick around. But I'm going to end the video here. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you guys smack that like button. Please make sure you guys subscribe for more content. My name is Chris from Lazymangarage, and I'm lazy, so you don't have to be. Peace.